Hey, did you see this thing? I think it was the CEO of Verizon came out and said he was talking about a 5G Cold War between. I just saw it briefly between the U.S. and China. That there's concern about whether or not they would end up being basically two different types of compatibility, essentially. To where I guess the way I looked at it is kind of like having an iPhone and an Android, that they don't really talk to one another. They have two totally different platforms and ways to get to 5G.
Yeah, it seems like this is. I've heard of this a lot. That it's the first time since the 40s that there have been two superpowers, and one is vying for position over the other and has a legitimate pathway forward.
Right.
And some people are suspecting that 5G might be how China overtakes the U.S. or attempts to overtake the U.S.
Sure.
And until very recently, I thought 5G was just a faster network. I didn't put the pieces together as far as we went from 3G to 4G, now to 5G. That just means I'll be able to connect to the internet faster.
Sure.
But I've seen some people have broken it down for me and explained how it changes the connectivity all over the world and how it changes everything that we do, and how China has been on the cusp of this from the creation of Alibaba and they're already implementing a lot of the technology now.
Gotcha. So we're behind in the U.S.
I think we are. I mean, my phone's still 4G.
Yeah.
Think about this. So in 2007, they came out with 2008. They came out with the iPhone. And that was 3G. I think the three largest companies were At&t, Exxon, Microsoft.
Okay.
All right. 4G comes out. I remember the first time someone ever told me about 4G, it was Gene Beckman.
Okay.
And he said, it's fast, right? 4G came out, and that created the birth of the FANG stocks. Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Apple.
Really?
Right? Now, these are the top of market cap.
Sure.
It changed our entire world economy.
Wow.
From going from 3G to 4G, because now you have a device that connects you to Facebook, Google.
Sure.
You're able to do all these things.
Right.
And think about what it gave way to as far as app creation.
Correct. I mean, you're able to get on-demand cat videos anytime you want.
With no buffering.
Fast.
And no buffering in 1080p.
Right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, if the network itself can change the market cap or the highest market cap stocks in the U.S.,
that's interesting.
Then there's going to be, unless those stocks are on the forefront of 5G, they're not going to be the highest market cap stocks in 5 years.
Interesting.
And the point is that China's already set themselves up with their companies to be the largest companies in the world.
Wow. And the whole thing about 5G is there's essentially no latency, meaning it is as fast as you can think.
It's incredible when you think about the and your mom gets on the phone and it's like,
right,
are you trying to use the internet? I'm trying to use the
damn it, mom, get up.
Yeah, exactly.
Try to trade stock.
And now you're going to the human brain can't keep up with the connectivity.
Right.
Devices per square mile. 4G supports 10,000 devices per square mile. 5G supports 3 million.
Wow.
10,000 to 3 million.
And the whole thing is that there'll be more connected devices.
More connected devices, a device for every person. So there are people who are in the know who are saying that in cities by 2022, everything is going to be done through facial recognition. I went to Walmart last night and I noticed that the camera was drawing a square around my face whenever I was checking out.
Right.
It's already doing it. And they're saying that in Beijing and different places, this is already happening to where everything's operating off of facial recognition. 5G supports way more devices so that as you're walking down the street, your Uber, which could be a Tesla that's automated, pulls up directly to you because every camera has already geo pinpointed your exact location on the sidewalk. And not only that, he said that you could walk outside and say, I want an Uber. You don't have a device. You don't have an iPhone. You don't have an Android. It's all there. It's just out in public. You just say it. And it recognizes your face, flags the closest car, brings it to you.
I was reading something, I can't remember. It's just refreshing my memory, though, or it's making me think of. There was something the guy was talking about, mind control, Was this what's his name? This was the guy that was on Joe Rogan.
Who was it?
The crazy dude. The
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
5G.
Yeah, mind control, that they use the signals to control your mind and all that kind of stuff.
He's crazy, but then he has enough information that turns out to be right.
Yeah.
That you wonder whether or not you're crazy.
Like the frogs, the transgender frogs.
Right.
Where they change.
Right.
Yeah.
Or he was
crazy.
talking about spiders that have like body armor.
Human pig hybrids.
Humanoids.
Humanoids. That's what he called them. Humanoids.
Pigs.
I'm gonna got these humanoids.
Did you ever see, because on Joe Rogan, evidently pretty soon after that, Dr. Phil was on. And so they spliced Alex Jones
with Dr. Phil.
with Dr. Phil.
Hilarious.
And he would go nuts, and Dr. Phil would go, "You see, you just lose me when you do that." It was great, man.
So I don't know what it means for China on 5G. I don't know what it means, but it's pretty crazy. And I know that we're fixing to go through an evolution. I'm excited because I'm like, as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
there's opportunities here to
sure.
to seize. There are going to be new apps. There are going to be new things that we take advantage of.
Right.
There's going to be new stocks to buy, new things to invest in.
Yeah. I think colleges are in trouble. I mean, from the one thing that I'd seen, because you just think about it, it's no different, like from in terms of latency, the ability to record, the ability to proliferate education is a big deal. Mm-hmm. The other thing too, I just wonder whether or not the best surgeons in the world 20 years from now are going to be the best gamers. Just think about it.
It could be. It could be.
They're obviously they're more, they're used to controls, they're used to everything. Surgeons are going robotic anyway. I'm not saying you don't need a doctor there who understands medicine.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have a guy, you may have a 17-year-old who's been performing quote unquote that surgery with complications for 10 years.
Yeah. Have you tried to dual analog control? So you had a single analog
You mean
came
like
out.
Nintendo?
Well, you had Nintendo. That was a directional pad on Nintendo, and they had a single analog came out with N64, and the Xbox and the PlayStation was the dual analog, and a lot of people had a hard time making that leap.
Sure.
Well, because there's a lot of precision and a lot of coordination that's required. When I was in college, I used to play Call of Duty on Xbox for 8 hours a day, and it was a real problem. That's why I sold my Xbox.
Right.
Don't even want one in the house.
Right.
And I was good.
Right.
I would go online and beat all these kids, beat all these other college-age kids, these 12-year-olds, all of them, right? Talk trash. I got on Fortnite the other day. I couldn't even control. I mean, I was dying.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not fun.
Right.
This is not fun.
Right.
And I tried to play a different game that was downloaded on the Xbox, and the TV just died completely. I tried to download a different game on Xbox and play it. Nothing. Nada. Couldn't do it. Just kept getting beat over and over and over and over again. I think it's the video wasn't playing. So the TV timed out. Yeah. But I kept getting beat over and over and over again. And I used to be good. And now I'm not even bottom of the barrel.
It's crazy.
So these kids have this level of precision to where they get, they're taking this one little reticle and putting it on a moving target.
Right.
And you're shooting your character in the head from across. I'm trying to pick up like life,
right,
or like a shield, or like what button do I push?
Right,
and I'm just dead. So I mean, their hand-eye coordination. I can make a statement. There's never been a generation like this generation that has better hand-eye coordination.
But you think about it with the 5G. I mean, it would all be real time, and so there's no. I mean, you really could robotic surgeries and stuff like that could get way more that way.
Exactly. Exactly. And so it'd really be depending on you
can get like a 12-year-old to do your vasectomy.
Yeah, but the 12-year-old won't have to do it because he just have to program the robot.
That's right.
That's the way Neuralink works, because Neuralink, Elon Musk's Neuralink is using, that precision method to go in your head, and the robot's doing it because a human hand can't hold a scalpel that still or whatever. So it's incredible. And
that's the old thing that's they said the company in the future will have one man and one dog. The man's job will be there to feed the dog, or the man's job would be to feed the dog. The dog's job is to bite the man if he touches anything.
Yeah, exactly. But it's crazy because I think about making the leap again from 2007 to current,
Yeah.
and from current going forward.
Well, to think that the speed is going to slow down is foolish.
Oh,
I mean, you don't have to look at much history to understand that's not what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not keeping up with it every day, you're falling behind.
Right.
I mean, you're falling behind. People are marketing in a way that's incredible. Mm-hmm. They're able to tag you. They're able they're already able to detect everywhere you go. It's just the problem with 5G is that right now there's some semblance of privacy. Mm-hmm. Because Androids are made in the U.S.
Sure.
Apples are made in the U.S. Remember they had that San Bernardino incident where they were trying to get the information off the person's phone, but they said it's an invasion of privacy?
Right. And then all of a sudden they were like, nah, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, what happens when the devices that we buy are made in China? Or we don't have a device at all, but all of the connectivity is linked from a computer made in China. Who owns that data? Who has access to that data? Mm-hmm. Can you control a nation by controlling the nation's data?
Or their brainwaves.
That's right. Or their human pig hybrid.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing.